Sweet.
Versace on my wrist, baby, make a wish. You could sell your Rari, but you can't afford my outfit. Versace on my wrist, baby, make a wish. You could sell your Rari, but you can't afford my outfit. Versace on my wrist, baby, make a wish. You could sell your Rari, but you can't afford my outfit. Versace on my wrist, baby, make a wish. You could sell your Rari, but you Versace on my wrist, baby, make a wish. You could sell your Rari, but you can't afford my outfit. Versace on my wrist, baby, make a wish. You could sell your Rari, but you can't afford my outfit. Versace on my wrist, baby, make a wish. You could sell your Rari, but you can't afford my outfit. Versace on my wrist, baby, make a wish. You could sell your Rari, but you can't afford my outfit.
Ready to go.
We're looking live at the virtual Daytona Speedway, where qualifying just going underway. Event number 1 to kick off the 2021 Spring Showdown Series. You're watching LATAM GP coverage. We are event number 1 here at the Daytona Speedway on the road course. There you see one of the cars getting after it down the front stretch and into one. Weather here today, 24 degrees. The track, 5.69 kilometers, about 3.5 miles. Cutting through the infield. You see the 78 machine, Josh Benjamin. He's going to be one to watch. He was quickest in practice. He's turning his qualifying lap right now. There you see the JP Alfonso machine, number 4. Looks like he's timing in 6 quick so far. 1.032 seconds off of the pole sitter's pace. I'll be joined momentarily by my broadcast partner, Jordan Maudsley. See Benjamin hustling it through turn 6 and back out onto NASCAR 1 and NASCAR 2 qualifying. Just wrapping up. Got about 2 minutes left in the session. We are at the virtual Daytona Speedway. Daytona, the birthplace of speed in the U.S. Before the Bonneville Salt Flats opened, all of the speed records in the United States and throughout the world were verified at Daytona Beach on the beach course. Eventually, too many hotels and condos started to go up. facility, and he built the Daytona Speedway 2.5 miles, the NASCAR track. A couple years after that, they developed the infield course, ran the Continental race. It used to be 1,000 kilometers, and they expanded it to 12 hours and 24 hours. It is now the 24-hour Daytona, and that is the track we're working our way around now. My broadcast partner is back, Jordan Maudsley. Welcome to the program.
Yeah, I don't quite have a history lesson prepared, but we're ready for some good racing today, hopefully.
You see Trevor to the top of the speed chart in the 50 machine, 0.3 of a second quicker than Benjamin in the 78. Now you're looking at the 27 machine out on the track, that green Lambo, Gerald Stamer. He doesn't have a lap in the book, so he's on the clock right now. I don't know if he's going to make it back to the start-finish line to record a lap. The South American from Peru, you see his in-car working through the turn 5 area. This is probably the most important section of the track right here. Corner 6, you got to get a good run out onto the speedway through NASCAR 1, through NASCAR 2. You carry a lot of speed around this track, down the front stretch and down the back stretch. The infield course for most competitors is really a wash. It's how you get out of turn 6 and how you get out of the bus stop and get that speed down the straightaway. That's where you can really make up some ground. Qualifying just concluding. And it looks like we're going to get the field gridded.
Alex Trevor on the pole, Joshua Benjamin going to be on the outside. Juan Salser starting 3rd, Louis Grulin 4th, Jose Puig is going to be rounding out the top 5. Then Matthew Hollander, JP Alfonso, Anthony M. James, David Sharp, Zachary Sternahan, and that's your top 10.
Hey, we're going to pull Alex Traber in here real quick. He's our pole sitter. Alex, welcome to the broadcast booth. First of all, congratulations on setting P1.
He was apparently having none of that. Grading up about 1 minute till green.
See, we'll try this again. Hey, Alex, I don't know if do you have us there?
I got you now. Sorry, we're
Hey, first of all, congratulations on putting it on the pole. P1 for the opening night. Got to be pretty pleased with that.
Looking to have some fun. I actually didn't realize this was a fixed session, so I haven't ran the Mercedes fixed, so I was a little worried.
Hey, you're looking good out of the gate. I know where you're getting ready to go green, so we don't want to keep you. I know you got a big race to go here, 45 minutes. What's the game plan? Just get out front and be the rabbit?
Biggest thing in Mercedes is keeping the tires in the front, and so keep it clean in the front. I think I'll be right.
Good stuff, Alex. Well, good luck in today's feature, and we'll see you maybe on the podium later on.
Thank you so much. See you guys later.
Alex Traber, your pole sitter for today's race, and Jordan, pretty quick time.
Yeah, that was impressive, especially not having run the fixed setup and having no laps turned in that. One out of two's not bad.
So he's in that Mercedes, your pole sitter, by about 0.3 of a second over Josh Benjamin, who had a good run in that 78 machine. There you see the 27 rolling at the back of the field. There's a shot from Juan Salazar's car. He's in the 7 out of Florida. Qualified P4. Salazar about 0.3 of a second off the pace, right close to Benjamin's time. So you got the top, pretty much 20 cars separated by less than a couple seconds. It should be a dandy show. 45 minutes. Cars will have to make pit stop. Green flag set to come out. And the Spring Showdown getting all set to get underway here at the virtual Daytona Speedway, running the Rolex Road Course for 45 minutes. GT3 action. Green flags in the air. Cars are hustling down to turn 1.
And turn 1. Clean across the stripe. Everybody looks all right so far following this battle, about 5th. 3 wide into 1. further back into the field, but the 4 gets shuffled back. Trevor in the lead.
Everybody kind of clean and green. A little bit of smoke through turn 2. Oh, we got one turned around. The 88 deep in the field. Round he went. That's Zachary in that Benz. He's now up and rolling again. Looks like the John Player special machine off the course as well. Again, that all happening deep in the field. The leaders, it's Trevor out front. Benjamin goes second, 0.6 of a second back. Salazar third. You see the 25 machine now. That red Ferrari.
Jose Puig.
Yeah, working out of turn 6 now up through NASCAR 1 and 2. He runs 5th right now. 2.5 seconds back of your leader.
Trevor into the bus stop. Still following Puig. He takes a gap. He follows behind into the bus stop now.
See that red Ferrari still, the 5th placed car of Puig being challenged now. He's got company on his outside now up towards the front. It's your 2nd place car, Benjamin, in that multicolored Lambo. Putting some pressure on your leader. He might have a run here, Jordan, coming through NASCAR 3 and 4 and down into 1. There'll be some heavy braking down here. We've got a challenge for the lead.
He peeks outside. He gets a quarter panel out there. He's not going to have the ideal lane into 1. They get slowed up. He's got to take the outside. And he looks for the crossover back inside. He gets a nose outside. Going into 2.
Benjamin putting the heat on Trevor right now. I don't know how eager he is to just stuff it down on in there. He's being patient, just filling Trevor's mirror, giving him something to think about. So far, your leader and the pole sitter from earlier on, so far not cracking in that Benz.
Lots of shuffling happened back through the field as Benjamin takes a look inside. Can't quite get there. He's about half a car length back, hot on Trevor's heels.
3rd place is Salazar. He's still in the mix now. He hunts the front duo. That front trio separated by less than 0.4 of a second. Now we got a challenge by the 3rd place Lambo. Salazar takes a peek to the outside of Benjamin. Out of NASCAR 2, he's going to tuck back in line down the backstretch as they approach the bus stop.
Benjamin's got to get stacked up. He moves to the outside, throws a block on Salazar. He makes a move inside. He's got about half a car length off the track on the inside. Off the track again. He's going to have to give up some time. He's going to lose 4th. He might drop outside the top 5. Salazar and Trevor run away.
And now Grulon in the mix as well. In that 14 machine. He sits right behind this front duo. Benjamin got rolling again all the way back to 5th now. He's falling in the grasp of Alfonso. And here we see the view from JP Alfonso's car. Owner of a tattoo studio in Atlanta, Georgia. And a great view out of the front of his Ferrari. And wait till you see the outside shot of this car. An absolute beautiful paint job on the floor of JP Alfonso.
He rides it to the outside of Benjamin, takes a peek outside, loses a couple car lengths, going into the kink. The top 6, all very close right now, within 0.6.
It's a good battle up front here in the early going. And how about Alfonso just hanging with that back of that pack? Not a lot of experience iRacing. He hasn't been doing it for a whole lot of time, but he's actually had a chance to take some Porsches out in the real world. He says that's about the extent of his racing. Lives close to Road Atlanta.
And the front eight have kind of pulled away from the field. They're about a solid 5 seconds back to 9.
Hollander leads that next group. He's in the 477. There's Matthew Hollander. And what a classic paint scheme on this machine. The classic Porsche Le Mans paint scheme. Matthew, he's done some racing in the real world. 5 years in a Porsche Spec car. Favorite track he named was Sonoma. Sponsor of his car is Century Financial. Good looking. Lambo working down the front stretch into one. Hollander again leading that next pack. Here's a good battle a little further on back in the pack. You've got Hewitt. He's in the 13 car right there. He drifts out wide off of turn one. It's very easy to get in trouble down there. That is the heaviest braking area on the course. You go from the neighborhood of 160, 170 miles an hour all the way down to 160. And he's going to crack here. Out of the International Horseshoe, battle for possession. Are they going to try to go side by side through the kink? No. Discretion becomes the better part of valor. They tuck single file, but a great battle to watch now. Hewitt in the 13 being chased by Glenn Bowen in the Beamer through 5 down into 6. This is all going on right behind Jay Dewar, the Canadian. Out of 6 now. Nope, not going on to NASCAR 1. Bowen now is going to make the challenge in the Beamer on the bottom. The yellow car versus the gold car. Ferrari versus BMW. It's going to be the Beamer, but hey, check this out. Not done on the bottom.
Hewitt makes a move to the inside. He's going to have the preferred line going through the bus stop. He takes the position. Bowman hot on his heels.
Somebody should tell these guys we're 7.5 minutes into a 45-minute race. They are going at it like the White Sox in the air. Meanwhile, we got a pass up front for third. Looks like Grillon has come through. Yeah, there he is, Luis Grillon. In the 14 machine, now up into second. Salazar. Salazar chasing him. Or he's chasing Salazar. Working through turn 5, down into 6 again.
Leaders all spill out onto the front stretch into turn 2, NASCAR turn 2 through 3. They're about 2 laps away from their first bit of lap traffic. See if that mixes up the front runners at all. Salazar still hunting down Trevor, stalking him from about 2/10 back. Closes the gap into the bus stop.
Trevor's led from the get-go. And probably looking at about 25 laps on this one tonight. Race number 1 of the LATM Spring Showdown Series. I'm Jamie Maudsley with my broadcast partner and my son Jordan, and we're watching Salazar trying to track down the leader. Again, Alex Traber in the 50 machine. He's led the bends from the start, but he has been under heavy fire since the get-go, yet to crack. But now we're going to see Salazar sweep to the outside. We're going to bid for the lead down into 1 under heavy braking.
He falls back. He's going to lose a few car lengths off of that. Can't quite establish position down into the International Horseshoe. But he's going to pull back up to the bumper. Salazar still hunting Trevor, trying to force a mistake right now. Into the kink they go.
See Craig Arcuri out of Pennsylvania in the 66. Sweet paint scheme on that car, the John Player Special. Takes you way back to F1 livery from the 70s. And Jackie Stewart drove that John Player Special F1 car. They were for years, longtime marketing partner of the Lotus team, and he's a good looking scheme on that Ferrari. Somebody did well with that on trading paints.
Our top 7 here are just running away right now.
There you see Fernando Jacquez in the 26. Looks like he's had some problems on the Speedway. Front end of that car beat up just a bit as he sits on pit road in that Red Bull sponsored Mercedes. There's Jay Dewar.
Back to Jay Dewar, currently sitting 9th in that 43 car. He's got pressure out back. Bowen makes a move to the outside. He takes over the position into turn 1.
Seen Bowen make a couple good passes the last few laps. Now the view from Dewar's car. He's in the Hello Beautiful Bill Blaney Insurance Brokers Ferrari. And how about Sternhagen? He got spun out in the early going, but he's rallied now back up into 11th. That's the car chasing Dewar down through the kink. The last we saw him on screen, he was pointed the wrong way by pit exit. But it looks like after getting that car rolling again, not a lot of damage, he's fought back and he's putting the heat on Dewar.
He peeks to the left. Can't quite get position through the kink. Oh, out on NASCAR turn 2. Dewar gets loose. Here comes Sternhagen on the outside. He makes the pass. Tucks back in front of Dewar. And he's going to pull away. He's got the speed.
Dewar now chases him down into the bus stop. Of course, not using the other NASCAR bus stop that has been used recently. But if you are an iRacing player, you'll notice some new stuff down there in the back bus stop. The game recently added a couple curves down there. Dewar now trying to battle back right now. Again, you get an incredible draft in these cars. He's got a run on Sternhagen down the front stretch. He's closed it right up. He's going to pull to the outside of that orange and blue Mercedes. It's Germany versus Italy down into 1. Dewar on the binders a little bit earlier, and Sternhagen will get away for the time being.
Sternhagen a little loose out of that corner. Recovers quickly. He makes his way into the International Horseshoe. He's got about 3 car lengths back to Dewar. And he is just picking his way through this field after an early incident.
Sternhagen got that. Now, Dewar's not done, though. He's going to put the heat back on him. Looks to put the prancing horse to the inside out of turn 5. And I have had the chance to watch Jay Dewar race a lot over the years. Most of his career in real life. He's a late model driver in Ontario. Former dwarf car driver as well. If there's one thing about Jay Dewar, he is just smooth. Doesn't make a lot of mistakes. And right now having a solid run. Sternhagen's got by and pulled him by a bit. But in the long run, you can't go wrong with that 43. He's, again, mostly an oval track driver, but he's gotten very adept on the road courses. Hope you're enjoying tonight's broadcast. This is the first of a 6-week series for the LATM GP Series. Grand Touring Spring Showdown. You can watch every event for the next 5 Thursday nights, starting right around 8 o'clock next week. Take a trip across the pond to Spa, Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps in Belgium. So you continue to watch Derek Sutter do battle. He's chasing Herndon right now in that yellow and blue machine. So round 2 again next Thursday. Then we're going to Interlagos for round 3 on April 15th. The 24-hour Nürburgring course, the roller coaster, one of the toughest courses in the world. April 22nd. Back to the Cheese Country, Road America, Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin on April 29th. We'll finish the Spring Showdown season off for the Grand Touring cars. May 6th, Circuit of the Americas. The GT3 cars take on Coda. Here's Luis Grelian running second.
Update, Trevor drop back to 4th. Benjamin's leading. Grulin, Salazar, Trevor, and Puig round out the top 5. We're following Salazar right now as he stalks Grulin. Grulin in 3rd. He's about a second back. Trevor follows him even closer. And those 4 have pretty much pulled away from the field. It's about 4 seconds back to Puig behind them.
Well, that was a double header there. It cost Traber and Salazar. I did have a chance to look at the replay going into turn 5. We'll see if Pueblo can pull that up. Going into turn 5 on lap 9. That's where the lead changed hands. Trevor with a bump from behind by Salazar under braking. Didn't look malicious, but it ended up with Traber off to the left-hand side and into the tires. Salazar went straight through the corner. Cost them both a couple spots now. It's Josh Benjamin up to the lead. Here's Glenn Bowen in the 04 machine. And it's Sternhagen continuing his hunt. We saw Bowen make a couple passes. Now it's Sternhagen. He got by Boer. He got by Bowen now. Up into 8th again after we documented that spin rate in the opening laps. Oh, we got a problem there off the course. It's Bowen. Got a little too deep into turn 5. It'll cost him a couple spots.
Yeah, he's back into 10th. Hewitt trying to make a move. We saw this race earlier. That gold Ferrari with the yellow BMW. And Hewitt goes around. Bowen just misses him. Hewitt's going to miss the tires. He's going to go around behind the wall.
That was just a big problem under braking. He's got to be careful of circling back in the campground back there. He's going to wind up in a fire pit, sipping moonshine or something. He gets rolling again. Hewitt in the 13.
He's going to get rolling again in 15th place. He lost a lot of time right there. Chasing James.
Yeah, he was going after Bowen down into turn 5. Made the move on Bowen, and then the right wheels actually touched into the grass, and that did him in. Did a good job to spin between the Armco and the tires on the left-hand side. Here's Chet Herndon out of Carolina in the 18. He's rolling 12th right now. Pretty decent run after starting 22nd. So he's picked off 12 so far in that DeWalt-sponsored entry. Chet Herndon working down into turn 1. And from North Carolina, dirt track fan. Getting it done on the road course, and he is putting some heat on Suter right now. A lot of heat on Suter. Takes a peek to the outside going into 6th. Suter's going to hold him off, but I think it might be just for the time being. Check that through the kink and down into 5. Herndon's coming, though.
Herndon gets quick through the turn 5, out into 6. He's going to take the outside. He's about 2 car lengths back. Hoping to get a run on the NASCAR 1 and 2. And he goes around. Got on it too quick. Didn't let the tires reset. And he spins around. He's going to lose 2 or 3 spots.
And now we got an interesting situation develop up in a 3rd. Traber has just got by Salazar. Traber reeled in Salazar. Made the move into the bus stop. Coming out of the bus stop and into turn 1. That's where the move was made for third. Got the view out in front of Trevor's car or rather the back of Trevor's car right now as he looks back on Salazar. Again, those two made contact earlier tonight while racing for the lead back 3 laps ago. Through 5 they work, down into 6. Trevor driving like a man possessed. Good job to get back up into third. He's reeling in Grolian. Traber reeling him in quick, but obviously when he gets to the straightaway, that's when his problems begin.
Yeah,
that car a little banged up, the arrow on the nose, and it's costing him in a straight line.
We're finally catching lap traffic here as Benjamin got through it quick. He picked up about 6 or 7 car lengths on the leader, and Trevor falls in line behind.
So your leader up front, Josh Benjamin. And it's brilliant. Alex Trevor, Juan Salazar, Jose Puig, your top 5. Top 5 cars separated by less than a second. And guess what's coming up here? Pit stops now. Got action on pit road. Here's your 4th place car diving in, the 7 machine of Juan Salazar. Right behind him, the 27 of Gerald Stamer. Stamer 1 lap down in 18th right now in that green Audi.
He leaves the pits.
My guess would be that's probably a second time through for him. He didn't make any stops, so either he missed his pit box. Fuel only, the call for Salazar. That's what I would expect from most of these guys. Would be fuel only stops in the 45-minute contest.
Salazar leaves the pits in 9th. He's going to have to pick up some time. He moves to the right side of a lap car. Goes by him into the kink. Now we follow Anthony James in that 216 red, green, and white car. He's following Sharp, David Sharp. That's a battle for 11th.
Oh, Sharp off the Speedway. I believe that was Sharp that went for a ride. Yeah, David Sharp got a little wide there in turn 5. Sharp now out of 6, back onto the Speedway. One more, Grillian. He's pitting from 2nd spot. Traber now back up into 2nd, but again, have a tough time making up ground on the leader because of that banged up race car. There you see Jose Puig now up into 3rd. .200 rating out of Florida. There's Alfonso again in the Ford machine. How about this? He hasn't made his pit stop up into the top 5 now. JP Alfonso having a solid run as he works through turn 6, back out onto the Speedway. NASCAR 1 in his Ferrari. .8 seconds off the lead right now. Out front, still Benjamin.
Trevor runs 2nd, a ways back, and Puig well behind him. The first 4 are quite spread out as JP Alfonso runs 4th. He comes out of NASCAR 2 and onto the backstretch. Sharp and Sutter both move on to pit lane, making their necessary stops. Dewar up into 7th. Grulin runs 8th.
I'll tell you, the guy who's really ripping him off right now is Sternhagen. Again, he had those problems earlier, lap 1, but since then, some solid lap times. He's now moved up into 6th. Again, he was running pretty much back of the pack earlier on here tonight, putting it together. Here's Alfonso now, pitting from 4th spot. The Georgia driver. There's Puig. Oh, it looks like Puig missed his pit. So a mistake on pit road for Jose Puig in that 25 Ferrari. Had to back up. That'll cost him a few seconds. Jay Dewar was showing up to 4th there. Check that, 9th as he comes to pit road, making his stop in that Ferrari. The Canadian driver. Late model pilot in the real world is Puig now. Pit exit, and it looks like we'll see where they come out. Alfonso looks like he made up some time on Puig on that pit stop because of Puig having to back up. Benjamin, your leader now. Traber runs 2nd. Sternhagen 3rd. They all have to pit. There's Dewar exiting off pit road. His stop complete. Anthony James. The Italian Ferrari in the Italian flag colors. Here's Matthew Hollander. Do love that baby blue and orange paint scheme.
Benjamin ducks down pit lane.
So your leader now making a pit stop.
Treber comes in as well. The top 2 are on the pit road now.
Sternhagen has yet to visit pit road. We'll see if he comes this time. There's Benjamin. He hits his stall. Almost to the exit of pit road. And again, they've had something new on iRacing. They've extended the speed limit on pit road here. It used to just stop at the exit to the NASCAR pit stall. Now it goes all the way and wraps around almost to the end of the concrete wall where they feed back out onto that short chute into turn 1.
Sternhagen and Ayers duck down onto pit road as Benjamin heads out. Treber heads out right behind him. They should be close coming out of pit road, maybe a couple seconds apart, but they do come out of pit road into a mess of cars, lap traffic, gumming up the speedway. Benjamin comes out in the lead. He's pressed by Grillian.
I wouldn't count Traber out of this one. He sits right behind Grillian right now. We saw he was a fast qualifier. He led early. Had a challenge from Salazar. Contact. Spun both of them out. Cost him 1st and 2nd spot. Traber's got to get it done here in the infield portion because he's just not as fast on NASCAR 1 and 2 and coming out of the bus stop as either your leader Benjamin or Grillian. Just because of that damage to the front end of that Benz, we'll see what he can do here. As we do here, Sternhagen now pulling out of pit road. He will shuffle back down the order, but again, an impressive run by that 88 after getting spun out early.
Absolutely still in the top 10 as we've got Herndon on pit road now with Acuria. They sit on pit road and await service. More cars in the back of the field. Pitting now.
There was Herndon's car, that DeWalt yellow machine. We're talking about him. He had to run from 22nd up to 12th before looping it earlier. So just over 15 minutes left in this one. We hope you're enjoying tonight's broadcast. LATAM GP. The GT3 Spring Showdown Championship for touring cars. Dynamite talent here for this first race of 6 on the schedule. And again, don't forget to join us week number 2 next Thursday night, 9 o'clock from Spa. Then we'll be traveling to Interlagos in Brazil, home of the Brazilian Grand Prix, now known as Autodromos Jose Carlos Place. Then the Nürburgring, the roller coaster through the forests of Germany. Road America on the 29th, and we'll wrap it up at Coda, Circus of the America on May 5th. Here we got a battle for second still going on, and this is a fight, Jordan. Traber going after Grillion for the runner-up spot.
Yeah, and they're going to have to deal with lap traffic coming out on NASCAR 2 and 3. We've got 3 cars between them and the leader, 2 or 3. 2 cars between them and Benjamin, who still runs out front by about 2 seconds.
Josh Benjamin having a good run in his Lambo. Hasn't done any real racing in real life, but he would like to. 1870i rating. Now you're looking at Alex Trevor's car. He's driven some real world stuff. Karts, Formula V's, Miatas. Favorite track is Bathurst. Now there's a guy who's a sucker for punishment, I'll tell you. That is one tough place to get around, the Texas driver. And now Luis. Luis Grillion in BMW. And again, losing time to the leader. Losing time to the leader. And losing time to Traber as well, who is right there looking to pounce. Lap traffic. They're working through it, through the kink. You see the lappers move over. Let these guys continue this second place battle. Grillion and Trevor heading down into turn 5, a tough braking zone. They'll make the right, down the short chute into 6, and shooting back out on a NASCAR 1.
No flaws in that corner. Trevor hoping to get a run onto the NASCAR Speedway. He's going to pick up the draft. Hope his car isn't too damaged to get something working here, because he has been about 5 or 6 car lengths behind Grillion going into turn 1 every lap.
He's able to close, does a really good job under braking to close that distance. But again, I think the aero damage and the performance of that car just not allowing him to do what he needs to do. He gets a run here, though, to the outside of Trillion through turn 3.
He's going to be forced to tuck back in line.
Again, once he gets out there, just doesn't have the ponies or the aero to make it happen.
He looks high again, going into one crossover, takes the inside. Just can't quite get it in there, drive it in there deep enough. He's going to follow, car length back. Trevor still chasing for second.
Great battle on the Speedway. Again, next up's Dave Sharp in that white and blue Audi that they're going to have to contend with. Dave is 2 laps down in 11. But this is just a fantastic duel. Your pole sitter, Alex Traber, led the first 8 laps on lap 9. He got a little bump from the back, got turned sideways, bent up the front of his Benz. He's fought back. Solid trip down pit road. He's closed the ground on Luis Grillion, has run him down for a bit, but has not been able to get by this Red Bull BMW.
This is where he got his run last time, was out of the bus stop. Gonna hope to outbrake him going in again. He's just got to get up to that bumper and hope he can force a mistake.
Could be his chance. David Sharp, again, the lap traffic next up for your second place car, Grillion. And your bronze medal runner right now, Alex Traber.
Unfortunately for Traber, it looks like they're going to catch him before they reach turn 1.
It could be looking like they could catch him and go 3 wide down into 1. We'll see. They are both flicking lights. Trying to get the attention of Dave Sharp. Sharp moves to the outside. Lets the second and third place cars continue the battle. Classic bit of sportsmanship by the 11 driver, Dave Sharp.
Trevor on the heels of Grulin.
Now he's going to try the crossover. This is where he's been able to get his best run. Can't get enough traction to bite it on the bottom. He'll have to drift back out to the outside. He'll follow him through the kink. We'll see if he's close enough this time to make a move into 5.
And these two fighting for second here are slowly reeling in the leader. He's dealing with some lap traffic up there. As Trevor makes a move to the inside, he's going to have to fall back in line into turn 6.
Grulin almost made his error right there. A little too deep into turn 5. That allowed Traber to close. Now it's Traber slides it just a bit. Loses a little bit of ground to the Red Bull machine. He's going to try to reel him back in again here down the backstretch and into the bus stop.
He's going to use that draft. Hope he can pull up to him. He's closer than he was last lap. Broke a little early on the entrance to the bus stop. They both cut that curb close. It looks like he's going to have the run coming into turn 3. NASCAR 3. It looked like he was going to have the run, and then the arrow just wouldn't deal with him. He falls back in line. He's about a half a car length back. Hoping to hold that into 1.
The problem's been when he's got to the outside, it's like he hits a wall of air, and it just stops that Mercedes, and he's not able to get the run. Now he's looking to the outside, a late try. He'll tuck back in line. Alex Traber again, trying to do what he can with that beat-up race car. He is fast. The car probably not quite as quick as the driver right now.
He's just sitting on the back door of Grullian, waiting for that crucial mistake.
So far, Grullian has not cracked. Less than 10 minutes to go. Late stages of this one. The battle for second is what you're looking at. Hope you enjoy our broadcast of the LATAM GP Spring Showdown. Jamie Maudsley along with my broadcast partner, Jordan Maudsley, and you are watching the race for second from the virtual Daytona Speedway. Again, this is the newest model of the two. There's a legacy version available for iRacing. A lot bumpier than this version, though. This was after the repave in, I believe, 2011 or 12. It's a lot smoother, a lot more well-lit. When you play the legacy course in the infield in the nighttime, it is dark as we look at Traber here again, trying to challenge into the bus stop, but unable to make anything happen. He'll tuck back into line on Grullian.
He's actually going to lose some ground through there. Couple car lengths back now. And they are slowly inching in on Benjamin, the leader. They're going to have some lap traffic coming up here into turn 1. Traber gets up to the bumper. He moves to the outside, taking a look to the right. He's going to carve in and get a run through the kink. He makes a look to the left. He's fully car length left. Makes his move, not going to have ideal positioning into the International Horseshoe. And Grullian muscles his way out of it, taking back second.
Tried to pinch him down, but he's still right there. And now they're coming up upon a lap car. Andrew Hewitt in the 12th. Sorry, Andrew Hewitt in 13. One lap down to your leaders. He's sitting 13th after starting 20th. So yeah, the leaders contend with this 13 machine. Sponsored by Manus Motorsports. He'll move to the outside. Let the second and third place cars rumble through. The battle for second back on.
This is where Trevor's got to make up his ground. He's got to get right to the bumper and then just outbrake him into the bus stop. That's kind of his only option out on the NASCAR course. He gets to his bumper, half a car length back, if that. Holds it through.
The question again is, this is a NASCAR track. Does he pull the NASCAR move for second in the late going? Does he use the front bumper of that Mercedes? It's not like he can mess it up a whole lot more.
No, the only thing left to knock off there is the logo. He's going to pull a draft going through the tri-oval.
Give you the rundown while we watch the field in action. Josh Benjamin, your leader in the 78 machine. You are watching second and third. Luis Grillian, Alex Traber in the 50. Juan Salazar, 6.5 seconds back of this battle. Then it's Puig in fifth as you see Traber try to do something through the infield portion. This is his only shot. Just not enough arrow to do anything with Grillian on the high banks. We'll see what Traber does again here. Down into 5. Gets close, but not close enough. JP Alfonso, the Georgia driver, sitting 6th. Kevin Ayer in 7th in the 07. Jay Dewar runs 8th. 9th is Bowen. Glenn Bowen in the 04. 10th is Zach Zernhagen. Again, he suffered an early spin. Battle back from about 22nd to 10th. Anthony James goes 11th in the 216. As you see Traber trying with the head fake down into the bus stop. An interesting useless trivia, Jordan. The term bus stop. It's used in a variety of courses. Daytona, Watkins Glen, Spa, where we're going next week. Do you know the origins of the term bus stop?
It was a course in France, I believe, they had too high speeds on the backstretch, so they needed to add an offset of some kind, and they decided to use a bus stop.
Son, you were trained well. It was actually Spa, where we're going next week in Belgium, but you were close. Oh, we got some action behind your leaders. Couple cars off. There you see David Sharp working down into turn 1. It looked like the 12 of Brian Long had a little off down into turn 1. That slowed him down. There's Chet Herndon. He's had an off. Also down in turn 1. Like I said, that is a tough spot to get around. There's a lot of heavy braking and a lot of trying to brake in a straight line and not brake so much when you're turning. Less than 2 minutes left. Best battle on the Speedway. Again, that race for second. They've been like this, almost tied together with a cord ever since pit stops. Alex Traber, your pole sitter, early leader, the Texan, in the 50. Some contact between him and Juan Salazar on lap 9. Cost him the lead. He fell back to 4th. Picked the spot up from Salazar. Reeled in Traber. And again, we've documented it lap after lap. He's faster through the infield, but just can't get a run with that damaged Mercedes on the straightaways. Takes a look to the outside of Grillian again. We'll see if he can make it happen. This is all going on about 7.5 seconds behind your leader, Benjamin. Josh Benjamin. It's odd you don't get much camera time on the leader, but it's the battle for second that we've been looking at here. We see a pit stop by Hewitt, who's 1 lap down. Looks like he might have not taken enough fuel, Jordan. That's the only way you'd pit this late. We're 25 laps in. Checker should be showing soon. Again, back to this battle for second. Traber and Luis Grillian. See another car on pit road. No, that was Hewitt's original stop. He's out now. Again, Josh Benjamin, your leader.
And a move to the left. Traber makes a move to the inside of Grillian. He's got a quarter panel in there. Full car, door to door, into the bus stop. This is his chance. He makes a move to the inside. He takes over second place through the bus stop, out onto the NASCAR track. Now this is where Grulin's got to make the move. He's got to bring it back.
How about Traber finally able to make that move for second?
He's got about 5 car lengths ahead. Checkers are out. Benjamin coming to the stripe. He takes the checkered flag.
And battle for second at the line. How about Alex Traber? Great job by the Texan. Solid second place finish. Luis Grillian comes home third. Juan Salazar to the line in fourth in that black machine. You see Jose Puig in the red Ferrari will come over the top 5. JP Alfonso will come home 6th, it looks like. Kevin Ayers, get this money racing. Solid run for him. Jay Dewar, a good show out of the box for the Canadian. 8th place finish. Looks like Glenn Bowen. Hey, look at this. This is a battle for position at the line. How about Sternhagen? Him and Bowen have been going at it for a while. And Sternhagen passed a lot of cars tonight.
James is going to finish 11th. We're back to Archery. Craig Archery. In that 66 car, he comes out of turn 6. On to NASCAR turn 1. He's going to go down the backstretch. Currently sitting P13. Back to Chet Hernan now. In the DeWalt 18 car, he makes his way through the infield course. He's sitting 15th. Right behind him is Hewitt.
Pop in here and pull you in one at a time to chat, okay? As we move along, okay? I can't find
So the top 3, Benjamin, Trevor, and
who's Joe? Is he the Sea Falcon? I don't know. Hey, let me get back to the broadcast. Let's go pull.
we're going to queue up the top 3 for some interviews.
Pull a couple more guys in the
Grulian rounded out the top 3.
Well, we'll welcome one of our racers into the broadcast booth, Alex Traber. Honestly, the camera wasn't on the leader at all because watching you and Luis Grillian go at it was absolutely phenomenal. Tell us about that race for a second.
Yeah, started out good. Thought I was going to keep a good pace in front of me, and had one of the Lambos, which are notoriously fast at this track, keeping up with me, and trying to keep him behind him. And I'm not sure what happened. He lost his brake or something. I don't know. And got a little punt there, but recovered. Did okay for a little bit. And made up a spot or 2 in the pits, I think. And man, with no damage, I think I would have had Josh at the end.
We were talking about that throughout the broadcast. You could see from the video your car was damaged. I mean, you were fast through the infield section. It was when you got out on the oval that you struggled. About 5 laps before you actually made the pass, you even had a good run at it. It's like you hit a wall of air.
Yeah, and so the Merc's not necessarily as aero dependent as much as a couple of other cars, but having the hood smashed up in the front doesn't really help. I was probably down about 15 miles an hour easy.
Well, it was regardless a great second place run for you. I guess a good way to open the season for you. At least you've got speed and pace, right?
Oh yeah, this is one of my favorite cars in this game, and I ran IMSA series all last year and finished 17th overall. So I feel like I know the car pretty well, and I've had a good amount of coaching help with the car, and it's with the updates they've been doing recently, it's just been getting better.
Alex Traber, your second place finisher tonight. Thanks for joining us.
You guys, we'll see you next week.
Well, we'll pop in here a guy that finished 10th. We're talking to Zach Sternhagen, and we talked about you throughout the whole broadcast. Zach, can you copy us, Zach? Do you have us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh man, you got spun out early, and you must have been thinking, God, my night's trashed. And
Yeah.
tell us about that run through the field, though.
Yeah, that spin at the start, I had a car on my inside going through one. I was trying to be really careful, and I tried to give him too much room, and then the weight shifted in the car, and I just spun myself out. But no, the run through the field was pretty crazy. Pretty much just turned into a race of attrition, it seemed like. But then I had a really good battle with Glenn there at the end. Came down to the run out of the bus stop to the start finish line. That was pretty awesome.
We were watching that run to the finish line. It was great. Again, you and Glenn had a great race. I know you raced with Jay Dewar for a while. Seems like there's a lot of competition out here. How excited are you moving forward after tonight's show?
I mean, I'm pretty excited. Looks like I pretty much have the pace as long as I don't make mistakes to run in the top 10. So that has me super excited for the rest of the season. So we're see how it goes.
Zach Sternhagen, a solid 10th place finish here tonight for the 88. Thanks for joining us, Zach.
Thanks, guys. Have a great one.
Well, we'll pop another driver in here. I'm not even sure who we got because his Discord name's a little different, but who are we chatting with?
Andrew Hewitt.
Andrew Hewitt. Tell us about your night this evening.
It was really good. I mean, I had a good start off the line, and I fought all the way up and almost to the top 10, and then I had a little bit of contact and had some spins, and that wasn't too great, and a bit of a botched pitch stop, and I didn't quite give myself enough fuel to finish, and I had to pull off a last minute to try and salvage. But other than that, it was really optimistic. I think I had some decent pace.
Hey, for all those problems, 16th isn't that bad, for one of those nights. But I mean, it's only going to get better for you. You were quick when you were running out there.
Yeah, I mean, it's what can I say? I started sim racing about 6 months ago, and I've been loving it so far. And this was a great night for me, to be honest. Only positives.
Any real world racing experience?
2 laps, where I was the passenger, about 4 or 5 years ago. But that's it.
And what's your favorite track?
Ooh, I love Spa. I love seeing the F1 races and the Porsche series at Spa. I love Eau Rouge and all the corners around it, really, and it's a really good track.
Well, definitely look for you as one to watch next week.
JP Alfonso next. JP Alfonso next.
Perfect. Well, congratulations on a great run, Andrew.
Well,
And
thank you.
we'll see you next week at Spa.
All right, thank you.
We're going to welcome in JP Alfonso.
Hey, how are you?
There he is, the tattoo artist from Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah.
That car looked good out there tonight.
Say it again?
The car looked good out there tonight.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Hey, tell us about your solid 6th place finish here this evening.
Yeah, well, it definitely it was very hard to close the gap. The leaders, they were very fast, and I got, in a little bit on an incident with someone that was running, I think one lap down. It was in the race line, and we almost got on a little incident right there at the bus stop. But those things happen. So and that definitely make me lose one spot, and then it makes it a little tougher to close the gap and enjoying the pack. So at that point, pretty much I was just focusing on not making a mistake and just keeping consistent, and hopefully somebody up front will make a mistake, try to push it too hard, and see if it works. But as you can see, the strategy didn't work that well. So everybody did a great job.
Hey, for a guy that's got a 1200 I rating, like most of the guys that finished ahead of you, they're like 1800 and 2000. I mean, that's got to be. I mean, it's got to make you optimistic going forward about your chances, right?
Right. No, definitely. I've been taking it a lot more serious. When I started on iRacing, I never really understood what you know what iRacing was all about and things like that, and I pushed it on the side for several years. And with the pandemic and everything, that was a good time to rejoin iRacing. And since then, I've been taking it very, very serious. And so for me, actually, it was an honor to be part of this league and this season. So definitely it's boosting my motivation. So,
Now you told me you have run some Porsches. Tell me about what you've played around with there.
well, technically, the Porsche in the family is the wife.
I
She's
got
she's
you.
the Yeah, she's the Porsche girl, and every once in a while she let me drive it. So when I get a chance, I pretty much run it as hard as I can. But yeah, we got a couple of Porsches, and recently we just got the Taycan. So that's pretty much what I've been driving lately. And of course, I live by Royal Atlanta, and that's my home track. And whenever we get a chance, we go there and try to play around, you know, as safe as possible. But
Excellent. Well,
nothing serious.
congratulations on a solid sixth place finish, and we'll see you across the Atlantic at Spa next Thursday night.
Awesome. Thank you so much, and thank you for having me.
JP Alfonso, ladies and gentlemen, the sixth place finisher. Welcome back in my broadcast partner, Jordan Maudsley. And wow, for race number one tonight, some pretty good racing.
Yeah, it was a hell of a race. A lot of talent in this field. I mean, when the worst problem you have all night is technical difficulties, it's been a good night of racing.
Alex Traber, great run through the field. We saw Josh Benjamin have some pace. Luis Grillion was quick. Juan Salazar qualified up front. I think we're looking at 5, 6, 7 guys maybe that could possibly win at any given night. That's pretty encouraging. It's going to be some good competition.
I think we even have a few guys that got in early incidents and wound up near the back with just some heavy damage that also have a good chance at leading some laps in this series.
Well, if you want to learn more about the series, you can visit www.latamgp.com. Check out the information there. We will be back next Thursday night. Oh, looks like we've got one more to join us in the broadcast booth. Oop. Looks like we're talking to Dylan Sharp.
Nope.
Okay. Who are we with?
Josh Benjamin.
Josh. There he is, our race winner. You got to change your Discord to your name.
All right.
That way we know who you are. But hey, I'm sad to say you didn't get a whole lot of television time tonight because the battle for second was absolutely intense. But I guess when you're holding the
that
trophy,
relative, it looked intense.
I guess when you're holding the trophy, it doesn't much matter, does it?
No, I could have got first lap could have been better. Second lap, I almost biffed it for all of us leaders. Yeah, I'm a little torn up about that. But after the first two wrecked it, honestly, it just felt like a calm, clean race.
You had a pretty good run. Pit strategy worked out like you thought it would.
Yeah, pretty much as expected.
Do you run the GT3 cars on iRacing a lot?
I've ran it a lot last season. I like running the GTEs more. I'm a kind of Corvette fanboy there, but
excellent. And any real world racing experience?
I wish. I absolutely wish. If I could do this in real life, I would absolutely be all over it. Funds don't allow for it, but we're trying to work up the ladder through iRacing slowly but surely.
Well, hey, tonight was a good start. Obviously, you'll be leading the points heading into next week, but I mean, I guess it's got to be pretty encouraging. You won tonight. There's 4, 5, 6 fast guys out there.
Yeah, I was early practice sessions this week. I was a little concerned, and then when we got into it today, I was like, okay, there's some guys with some pacing. This is gonna be fun.
So, is this your track? Do you like racing here?
Daytona, I wouldn't say is really. I mean, I like it. I wouldn't say it's one of my favorite. Next week's is one of my favorites. I love going to Belgium. I love Spa. I love Interlagos too. So honestly, the first 3 weeks of the season are really good for me. Only ones I'm really even kind of about is Nordschleife, and if you're telling me you're not nervous going there, you're probably lying. And Circuit of the Americas, COTA, only because I haven't driven there much.
Yeah. Well, I'm Canadian myself. My broadcast partner, we're from just outside Toronto, and when people ask me what Spa's like when I'm talking to other Canadians and they don't know what Spa's like, I say it's kind of like Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. And to tell me about getting around Spa next week in the hills and the valleys and the downhill braking, I mean, it's just a ride.
It is. It's a roller coaster. If your car feels good, it feels like a rocket on rails there. It's one of the most fun places to drive when your car is driving good. If your car is not driving good, it can be one of the most frustrating places ever.
Good stuff. Well, we'll see if you can back it up and maybe bring home race number 2 next week. We'll be looking forward to watching you race again next Thursday night at Spa, Josh.
All righty. You guys have a great night. Thank you to everybody who watched. Clamp, love you, buddy.
That's scary to hear that that's not even his favorite track. He could be definitely one to watch for over the next couple of weeks.
Well, a great race. A couple hurt feelings here tonight, but nobody seemed too bent out of shape. We had a bunch of great passes, some great action, some good pit stop action. Absolutely fun broadcasting. Again, watching that second and third place battle for most of the night was absolutely phenomenal. Congratulations to Luis Grillion, our third place finisher, Alex Traber, coming home with the silver medal, and our feature race winner here tonight, race number 1 of the LATAM GP Spring Showdown Series 78 of Josh Benjamin. Until next week, I'm Jamie Maudsley. For my partner, Jordan Maudsley, we're signing off, and we'll see you for some waffles and